91 BC Lions.
Flutie carries himself. First down, touchdown.
We talk about more than just Doug Flutie. You talk about our great receivers, like rookie Matt Clark.
Matt Clark has the touchdown.
Or how about running back John Volpe? And perhaps the most important, our leader, Coach Bob Obilovich.
Clark.
You just read it, Doug.
There is no doubt that the 91 BC Lions are more than just Doug Flutie.
When you talk about the BC Lions, you talk about Doug Flutie. In fact, that's about all you talk about. Last week he set the CFL passing record against us, but we won the game. This week we got the BC Lions again, and we want Doug Flutie.
TSN presents the CFL Game of the Week. Today's game brought to you by GMC Trucks, the trucks more people lean on. And by Diet 7-Up. It's cool to be clear. As you can see, they had a major snowfall in Edmonton earlier this week. Right now it is clear, a little cold in Edmonton. The forecast calls for a blizzard later this afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Commonwealth Stadium. I'm Gord Miller. Right now, all we're expecting is a blizzard of footballs as the BC Lions and Edmonton Eskimos play the second game of their home-and-home series. Doug Flutie is obviously the focus of this game. If he has an average afternoon, he'll go over 6,000 yards passing for the season, already the best total in CFL history. The next best quarterback in the CFL is just now approaching 4,000 yards. Stopping Doug Flutie is something the Edmonton Eskimos didn't do very well last week, but they won the football game and helped their chances of finishing first in the Western Division. Today, once again, their focus will be on number 22. And to talk more about this afternoon's game, let's hear from John Wells and Leif Pedersen.
Gord, Doug Flutie is not doing this all by himself, and he's not doing it with mirrors. He has arguably the best receiving corps in the Canadian Football League.
I won't argue with that. I mean, I think these 5 receivers that the BC Lions are able to put on the field are the best in Canadian football. And although Doug Flutie has set all the records this year for passing, he has had a great deal of help doing it. And these 5 receivers here have done a great job. I think the last piece of the puzzle was the addition of Doug's brother, Darren Flutie, 38 catches in only 5 games. And how about a receiving corps when you got Jay Christensen? He had 1,000 yards last year. He can't even start now, but a great guy coming in off the bench.
Let's talk defense. Let's talk the Edmonton Eskimos. They allowed over 700 yards against the BC Lions last week, still won the football game. The Eskimos say the defense didn't play all that badly.
Can you believe this? Now over 700 yards, and they were saying, hey, you know, defensively, we did a pretty good job. The only reason why they say that is because they had a couple of key hits that caused fumbles, and of course were huge plays in the game.
This is David Shelton on John Volpe, and a touchdown after this by Eddie Thomas, who takes it all the way. Big turnover. That was a problem for the BC Lions, but there were other big hits in the game that set things up for the Edmonton Eskimos.
Well, how about this one on Matt Clark? Catches the ball. There's Roy Bennett with the pop and another fumble. So, you know, although the coaches say that, hey, we had some great hits, I mean, they gave up over 700 yards. I don't think they can do that 2 weeks in a row and expect to win like they did last week.
Between these two teams last week, over 1,200 yards in total offense. It sounds strange, but defense may be the key to victory today.
And the defensive player for the Edmonton Eskimos we'll be watching is Eddie Thomas, who returned a fumble for a touchdown last week. He goes up against the outstanding Darren Flutie. Coming up next, the Eskimos, the Lions, the race for first. It's all coming up next, live on TSN.
Last Saturday, BC and Edmonton combined for 83 points in an overtime thriller at BC Place. The S won by 7. The rematch is at Commonwealth today. Bob Obilovich has done an outstanding rebuilding job in British Columbia, and Ron Lancaster is bringing back the class act to Edmonton football. Another terrific matchup here this afternoon at Commonwealth.
It's like a playoff game. Extremely exciting here. We've got great conditions for this football game. The field in good shape, and 2 teams ready to play.
Ready for the kickoff now. The Eskimos kick into the wind, and it's a short one. Marasco coming up with it. Number 33 is short kickoff, and the Lions come away with outstanding field position at the Eskimo 45. A 14-yard return, and enter Doug Flutie with some amazing numbers to put up on the board in Canadian football this year.
Well, I like that TD to interception ratio, too. 33 touchdowns, only 21 interceptions, and for as many times as he puts the football up, 21 interceptions is not a lot.
Flutie will throw, and wide open is brother Darren Flutie inside the 30-yard line. So Flutie is off to a hot start. Here's the way the Lions line up offensively. No changes up front. That's been the way the Lions have gone 99% of this season. Great receiving core. We talked about Alexander and Flutie outside, Trevathan and Clark inside. And the runners, rookie John Volpe and Canadian running back Chris Skinner. It is a first down for the Lions. From the Eskimo 28, here's John Volpe. Can't get away from the first tackler. Brought down by number 39, Willie Pless.
Willie Pless is having an all-Canadian kind of season this year since coming over from the BC Lions as a free agent. They cannot get the block on him. Number 53, Leo Groenewegen, the right guard, misses it, and Willie Pless is all alone in the backfield to tackle John Volpe for a loss. He has played super football.
-1. This is 2nd and 11. The Lions at the Eskimo 29. Open target, Ray Alexander gets inside the 5 before he's brought down. Flutie 2 for 2.
Doug Flutie using the height advantage that Ray Alexander has on every cornerback in the league. He is 6'4", and watch as he goes up over the top of Roy Bennett right here. Makes a tremendous catch. They keep the drive going, and Doug Flutie is picking up right where he left off last week.
Short kickoff set the Lions up with great field position. Flutie has moved them all the way down to the Eskimo 4 on the opening sequence. First and goal to go from there. Flutie himself, touchdown. Cut the option play back inside, and Doug Flutie has his 13th rushing touchdown of the season.
Well, this is the way every team would like to take the opening drive all the way down the field and scores. Edmonton actually does a pretty good job defensing this on the option. You want the quarterback to run the football. They made Flutie run it, but he cut back and got in behind the pursuit, and a pretty easy trip for him into the end zone.
Lou Pasaglia hasn't missed a convert in about 14 years. So it's 7-0. The Lions score on their opening drive.
I thought, for the most part, the Edmonton defense did a good job here. You see, Larry Ruck makes Flutie keep the football, but the over pursuit kills them, and he just can't. Dan Murphy can't make the play, and Flutie slides into the end zone with a pretty easy touchdown.
A 48-yard touchdown march in 5 plays, a couple of receptions. Alexander and Darren Flutie getting Doug Flutie down to the 4, and 1 play after that, a 4-yard rush for the touchdown. Chris Armstrong has some difficulty with it initially. Now he's up. Good return for the new Eskimo. Out across the 42, stopped by Sean Millington. 22-yard return after the 60-yard kickoff. And here comes Tracy Ham. He's missed a couple of games. His number's down a little bit, but still very effective in the pass completion percentage area.
And like Doug Flutie, too, a tremendous touchdown to interception ratio. There you see 27 TDs, only 10 interceptions. And Tracy Ham has been bothered by a bad hamstring this year, but he is 100% today.
Eskimos 1st and 10 from the Edmonton 42. Ham tries to escape. He gets a yard, maybe. Stopped by Paul Whitmore.
Paul Whitmore not fooled on the play.
BC Lions secondary, good job in the coverage. He wants to hit Ellis quickly, but they've covered it perfectly. They forced Ham up the middle running. That's where you want him to run, between the tackles. Don't let him get to the outside. And Paul Wetmore, who has been very comfortable in his second year starting at linebacker, makes a good play.
Gain is 2, 2nd and 8. Ham. And Armstrong is gone. Chris Armstrong. The Eskimos answer in a hurry. Tracy Ham to Chris Armstrong. Gotta love it.
You can tell us.
66 yards.
Well, the BC Lions get caught. They come with a halfback blitz, and Robin Belanger, the safety, has to come over and take Chris Armstrong. And there's no way he can stay with him. He has the big touchdown, and in a hurry, we are going to have a 7-7 tie. What? We haven't even played 4 minutes.
Dean Dorsey for the extra point to get things even again at Commonwealth. Chris Armstrong had a big touchdown last week against the BC Lions to tie the game with 12 seconds remaining and force overtime. He has the Eskimos even again.
Well, there's no question Tracy Ham saw the BC Lion defensive alignment, and what he saw was Maurice Smith right up on the line of scrimmage with Chris Armstrong right here, and, you know, he just said, heck with that, there's going to be a half-back blitz. Let it run. Belanger has to come over from the middle. He just can't stay with Armstrong. Ham with a perfect read. There's the pass. That's pretty easy touchdown. But Ham, no question, he saw the halfback blitz coming. He knew that Belanger would have to cover Chris Armstrong, which is a mismatch. They hit it, and in a hurry, we've got both teams with opening drive touchdowns.
The Eskimos had a 68-yard scoring drive. The BC Lions opened with a 48-yard scoring drive. And the Lions get the ball right back on the kickoff, beginning at the 44-yard line. It is 1st and 10, BC. Flutie heads for a first down and slides safely near the 55-yard line. It'll be a BC first down there.
Well, this is a defense that's going to have to get their track shoes on today to chase down Doug Flutie. Benny Goods, Bob Davidson, Brett Williams back in the lineup. They gave him a rest for a few weeks. He was tired. Great linebacking core, but this area will be the key. Can the linebackers run with Doug Flutie? Eddie Thomas, real bright spot in that secondary. A rookie with 6 interceptions leading that group, and they will have their work cut out for them, these 12 guys on the field right there.
First down for the Lions right at midfield. This is John Volpe. Second carry of the day, and this one is much better than his first. Volpe will have another BC first down. Stopped by David Shelton. John Volpe in his rookie season, nothing short of amazing in his first year in Canadian football.
He has been brilliant, and he's got such a perfect body to run in behind those big linemen. You know, he's only 5'9", but he's close to 200 pounds, and he's a tough guy to see as he's coming through the line. You got big guys like Jim Mills and Leo Groenwagen in front of you, and all of a sudden the linebackers, before they know it, Volpe's right on top of them. Sometimes they can't react quickly enough.
12 yards for John Volpe sets the Lions up with another first down. And this time it's Chris Skinner. Hang on, it's for Doug Flutie. Flutie faked it to Skinner. He didn't fool the Eskimos. Mathis got to him, number 13.
I think you'll see as Flutie takes the snap from center, he slips just enough that he can't hand off the ball to Chris Skinner. He wanted to give it to him. This is a broken play, and usually this is where Doug Flutie is at his best, but a good job by the Edmonton defense to keep him from making any yards. Mark Mathis, 13, did a good job to turn Flutie back to the inside.
Yeah, loss of 4 leap. It'll be 2nd and 14. 9:50 to go. Opening quarter, 2 touchdowns already, 1 each way. It's 7-7 from the shotgun. Flutie intended that for Jay Christensen, number 83. So the Lions will call on Lou Pasaglia on 3rd and 14. Pasaglia leads the Canadian Football League in all professional football with 2,486 career points. Henry Williams is back. Lou Pasaglia from 54 yards away. Slight breeze at his back. He has it out. Not by much, but it's 3 more points for the Lions.
Well, congratulations to a pair of Eskimo receivers, to Greg Ellis, who has now topped the 1,000-yard receiving mark for his 3rd year, and to Jim Sandusky.
Gentlemen, you've already seen the traction has been a factor in the football game. These are the half-inch cleats, the longer, or the 3/4-inch cleats are the long ones. The half-inch are the shorter ones. Most of the Eskimos have been on the bench here switching now to the 3/4-inch cleats, the longer ones. The grounds crew here did an outstanding job. They brushed the field off while the snow was still frozen. They didn't let the snow melt and turn this field into a quagmire. But as the game progresses, the longer cleats will likely become a factor because traction is getting pretty loose.
Would you have the long cleats if you were out there on an afternoon like this, Leaf? 1 inch?
I used to use the 1 inch with a metal tip. Heck with the 3/4. I wanted to be able to stop on a dime, and it seems like a lot of guys are reluctant to go to the long cleat these days.
This is Reggie Taylor trying the outside, and Taylor is stopped by O.J. Brigance and by Bruce Holmes, number 51.
This is what they were missing in the BC Lion defense. Wide range from their middle linebacker. Bruce Holmes, 51, actually will come from the middle of your screen there and run down Reggie Taylor from inside out. There he comes, right through the gap there. And that's the speed that they didn't have early in the season from their middle linebacking spot. Now they've got it.
A loss of a couple, 2nd and 12, facing the Eskimo offense now. Ham with time to throw. Near side and well over the head of the intended receiver, Jim Sandusky.
You know, I'd be interested if Gord Miller could ever find out what length of cleat that Jim Sandusky's using, because as he went on that out pattern, I mean, it took him almost 5 yards to stop, and looked like he's probably wearing a short one.
Gord is signaling from the sidelines. It's a 1/2 inch. Right, Gord?
1/2 inch.
Yeah, Leaf, Jim Sandusky's wearing 1/2-inch cleats. He says that the longer ones make him feel slower on the turf. He's worn 1/2 inches all year.
I don't know about that.
Glenn Harper getting the 3rd down kick away. Norman Jefferson on the return for the Lions. There is nowhere to go, and Jefferson steps out as a flag comes down. Referee in charge of proceedings this afternoon is Jake Ireland.
Pick your teams and pick your wager at any Sports Select Center.
2-yard return after a 43-yard kick. Holding is the indication against the BC Lions. And the Lions will have a 1st down when we return. BC leading by 3. 17 points in the opening quarter. We're only halfway through with the Lions leading 10-7.
John, we got a great matchup this afternoon. Darren Flutie against Eddie Thomas. Now, last week, Flutie had 6 catches for 103 yards and beat Thomas pretty badly.
Well, I think last week they came into the game as a secondary, giving us the underneath routes. I think Eddie gave me a lot of outs and some curl routes. This week we're going to try to change it up a little bit, pressure him a little bit deeper and early in the game, and then maybe later in the game throw the outs and underneath routes.
That's going to be a fun matchup to watch.
Lions 1st and 10. Deep in their own zone after the penalty. Flutie with all kinds of time. Now looks long. And Matt Clark has the catch out at the Eskimo 50-yard line. Flutie had all day, and Clark finally got open.
You know, Bob Obilovich talked about his offensive line yesterday. He says, I have got a group that can protect the passer, and they have done that well. Look at all the time Flutie has here to stand in the pocket and pick out finally Matt Clark downfield, who breaks free, gets away from Dan Murphy, and that was vintage Doug Flutie. Buy yourself some time. The offensive line did a good enough job to allow him to find Matt Clark.
39 yards to gain there. The Lions offensive line has allowed 22 sacks this season, fewest in the Canadian Football League. Flutie's abilities get some credit for that. This is Trevathan, and he's got close to 5 yards.
I think that's going to be a very difficult play to run against Edmonton this afternoon. Edmonton is playing a lot of zone defense against this receiving core, and then that means sometimes that the corners are going to be up on the line of scrimmage with short zone coverage. When you run a reverse, then you really don't have anybody to block it. Eddie Thomas made that play on Mike Trevathan, and I think the BC Lions should really forget about the trick plays and stick with their basic offense, which has so far been very effective.
They mark it a gain of 6. This will be 2nd and 4 for the Lions at the Eskimo 41. Flutie. Trevathan. Wide open. Slightly overthrown. Catchable football, though. He thinks he might have been able to bring that one home.
Would have been a great catch, but the BC Lions are really running some crossing patterns and confusing the Eskimo defense. On the previous play, Matt Clark came open. Now look at Mike Trevathan. I mean, if this pass is on the target, he scores easily, and that would have been a spectacular catch. One I'm sure he thinks he might have been able to make. He's that kind of a receiver.
Third down. Lou Pasaglia hit from 54 yards away earlier. He's in a little closer this time from the 47. And this one will be wide. Henry Williams is back, and he'll give up the single points. So the BC Lions have an 11-7 lead.
Well, the biggest fear for a kicker on a day like today is his plant foot. Will he get the good traction to set the base for his follow-through kick leg? And looked that time like Lou Pasaglia was really protecting against slipping and kind of hooked the ball.
Pasaglia has been good on 37 of 48 field goal attempts, hovering in around the 80% mark, 78% coming into the game. 6:22 to go in the opening quarter. Lions leading 11-7. First and 10 Edmonton. Reggie Taylor takes the handoff from Tracy Hand, more than halfway to a first down. Here's the way the Eskimos line up this afternoon. The offensive line pretty much unchanged all season long, although Pierre Bercheville has been in and out of the lineup because of injuries. Outside, Henry Williams, the starter at an outside receiver with Jim Sandusky.
Well, you talk about BC's great receivers. That is a darn good receiving core there, too. And you throw in Reggie Taylor and Blake Marshall in the backfield, and you've got a potent offense.
Marshall carries on 2nd and 5. The Lions have him pretty well corralled. Keith Poe is there, number 91.
This really is a dream game from a commentator's standpoint. You've got BC coming in here as the #1 offense in the league, and of course the Edmonton Eskimos are #2 in the offensive scheme of things. So from our standpoint, a lot of firepower on the field there. One of these games that should move rather quickly.
Glenn Harper joined the Eskimos last week. He's in his 2nd game in Edmonton. Ron Lancaster seems a little bit happier with his kicking situation. Harper barely got that away. Jefferson forced out as he crosses the 36-yard line.
I remember Glenn Harper from Calgary Stampeder days. He played for them, played out his option, tried his luck in the National Football League, did not make it. And I think this is a key addition for the Eskimos this year. They were not getting the production in the kicking department that they wanted. Now with Glenn Harper and Dean Dorsey, that department seems to be more solidified.
Just a 34-yard punt that time. The return was 6, and that sets the Lions up with a first down when we return.
Congratulations, Norm. Brian Kelly.
The other half of our matchup today, Eddie Thomas against Darren Flutie, the outstanding rookie for the Edmonton Eskimos, and he talked about playing against Darren Flutie.
Okay, first of all, his strengths are he's a good possession receiver, and he runs routes like Jim Sandusky for our team, and he's a good possession receiver, and he have great hands. And today, I'm gonna play bump and run a lot, and I just hope we come up with the victory. But he's a good receiver, though.
I think he's right there. Darren is a good receiver. 38 catches. Well, he has one today. 39 catches, and now his 6th game. And boy, if you projected that out over the course of the season, it'd be about 150 receptions for him.
Yeah, and as mentioned last week, Flutie won the battle, catching 6 for 103 yards. First and 10 for the Lions, beginning at the BC 36. Good fake by Flutie on the fake draw to Volpe, and then he gets caught. Larry Ruck was there, number 47. And he had some help setting Flutie up by number 91, the toaster, Brett Williams.
The toaster's been tired for the last few weeks. They gave him some time off to get feeling a little better. Now he's back on the lineup. He will get the sack, but it's the linebacker play of the Edmonton Eskimos that create that sack. They don't fall for the play fake. They get deep in their zones and don't allow the inside receivers of BC any freedom. And the result was a sack by Brett Williams.
Might be a little more pop in the old toaster after having the week off. Loss is substantial, a 6-yard loss for BC at 2nd and 16. Flutie stands in and fires. A little high for Alexander. Eddie Thomas got his hands on the deflected football but couldn't pull off the interception.
Well, there's another reason there's more pop in the toaster. Brett Williams' wife, Deanne, gave birth to a little baby boy about 8 days ago. Cole Williams is named, the son of Deanna, and the pro wrestler once known as Mr. Devastation, and my personal favorite nickname, Hugh Mungus.
Yeah, I don't know about his wrestling career anymore, Gord. I don't know if he's still real active in the offseason or not. On the exchange, the Eskimos should come up with pretty good field position. Pasaglia bobbles the snap, gets it away without a problem. And it will be no return for the Gizmo, Henry Williams, as the ball rolls out at the 35. 45-yard kick by Lou Pasaglia. That gets the BC Lions out of a little bit of trouble with no return.
45-yard punt goes out of bounds. Eskimos a scrimmage first and 10.
Well, Louis is a former quarterback at Simon Fraser and used to handling the football. Had a little trouble there, but had enough time to make the adjustment and still get the kickoff and get maximum distance and no return. That's what you like.
Lions lead it by 4. The Eskimos have a first down at the Edmonton 35. Tracy Ham for Blake Marshall, and he couldn't hang on.
Pass intended for Blake Marshall goes incomplete. Second and 10, Eskimos, ball on their own 35.
Boy, he is having his best year ever, no question about that. 50 receptions for him. He couldn't squeeze that one, but you don't really think of him as back coming out of the backfield catching the football, but he has been just another weapon for Tracy Ham this year and a huge arsenal that they have.
3:40 to go in the opening quarter at Commonwealth. Second and 10, Edmonton. Ham sees it open up in front of him. Ham scooting for a first down. He has it, turns it upfield, and he's near midfield. As a matter of fact, he's across the 55. 20 yards for Tracy Ham last week running the ball. Ham carried it a couple of times, only gained 1 yard.
Yeah, this is tough on a defense. You know, they do a great job in coverage, but the seam opens up the middle, and that allows Tracy Ham some freedom to move it downfield. And boy, for my money, there's no better running quarterback in the league than Tracy Ham when he is healthy, and he makes those little plays every so often that keep drives going and become so important to your offense.
First down at the 55 for the Eskimos. Reggie Taylor. Another Edmonton first down as Taylor gets inside the 40-yard line. Good run for Reggie Taylor, who found some room to the outside. The gain is 16 yards.
Pierre Vercheval, number 54, the left guard, just threw a super block against Stuart Hill, and the Eskimos like to trap block a defense, and especially a front four. You know, you get those four guys coming all the time, and for most of the time, you know where they are, and Pierre Vercheval threw a beautiful block for Reggie Taylor.
From the 40, another Eskimo first down. Ham looks to the end zone, and the catch is made, but out of bounds. And Ham takes a pounding back behind the line of scrimmage. Sandusky made the catch, but it's ruled he was out of bounds.
The pump fake, and it just takes a fraction longer. Here comes Stuart Hill with the hit on Tracy Ham, but Stuart Hill didn't get there in time to keep Ham from throwing what almost was a perfect strike to Henry the Gizmo Williams, but you could see the official right on the spot, and he was definitely out of bounds.
And Ham is up and ready for second and 10 at the BC 40. On the run, Armstrong makes the catch. He's forced out by Ken Petway. Chris Armstrong has the Eskimos touchdown, a 66-yard reception from Ham earlier.
This is beautiful to watch here. Here's Chris Armstrong, and he's going to just come across the field and get in behind Bruce Holmes. Let it run. But you're going to see him work underneath the coverage here. Now, stop it right there. There's Bruce Holmes. He bites. He thinks Ham's going to run. Let it go. And Ham just plays a little game with him. Throws it over top. Oh, that's pretty by Tracy Ham.
Ham on the move with some pressure from Holmes. It'll be second down for the Eskimos. Sandusky was the intended receiver that time. And he's talking over a problem he's having down there with one of the officials.
Well, this is the third time on this drive that Edmonton has been 2nd and 10. Now they've been able to convert on the other 2, but you know, you can't make a living playing 2nd and 10 football all day. So far they've been lucky with it, but now they're faced with that situation once again.
The Eskimos have moved all the way from the Edmonton 35 to the BC 15. Ham looks to take it himself. And he's very close to another first down. We'll see where they spot the ball. Paul Wetmore, number 35, made the stop on Ham that time. That's a worried look.
Well, that was Gene Gaines standing beside Bob Obilovich. He's the defensive back coach and was under a little bit of criticism last week for a certain kind of coverage they ran at the end of the game when Chris Armstrong caught a long bomb to tie the game up and sending it in overtime. They were in man-to-man when Bob Obilovich thought they should be in zone, and Gene Gaines took some heat for that this week.
Yeah, the bigger problem there, too, was it was just 12 seconds on the clock at that time. The Eskimos do get the first down. That allowed the Eskimos to tie the game and force overtime.
Reggie!
So this has been a great march for Tracy Ham. He's run the ball effectively himself. Got a big run from Reggie Taylor and marched the Eskimos all the way down to the BC 5. It is 1st and goal to go from there. Marshall gets halfway to the goal line. And I wonder if Marshall will get the call once more. He has 19 touchdowns.
Wiles is way down to the 3-yard line and gain of 3 on the play. Eskimos.
Second and goal to go from the 2. Now, I'm not sure Marshall made it into the end zone. There is no indication from the officials. So the Eskimos will have one more crack. This time from the 1.
Blake Marshall actually tries to get up and over the top of the defense here, but they meet him head on. Bruce Holmes right there, 51, and that's what your middle linebacker has to do. Hey, BC Lions have a tough goal line defense. They did it to Ottawa earlier this year. 3 cracks from the 1, they stopped them. Here's another big play.
Third chance for the Eskimos. Marshall gets the call, and he's stopped short. The ball comes loose. Ken Petway comes up with a fumbled football. But it really didn't matter because the Eskimos were turning it over. A gamble does not pay off for Ron Lancaster, and the BC Lions continue to hang on to the lead. On the final play of the opening quarter, the gamble that failed, Blake Marshall gets the call. Ken Petway comes up with a stop, and the Eskimos are held out of the end zone.
Well, here's Ken Petway right here, and he comes through, and the blocks go outside, and he's just waiting for Marshall to come. They just don't have enough guys to block Petway, and boy, the BC Lions have established themselves as a great goal line defense.
Now the Lions begin from deep in their own zone. First and a long way to go, but John Volpe looks for room to the outside. There's not much over there. Did he lose the ball? Volpe actually comes up with 7 yards.
Well, Ken Petway, there's no question he is having his best year as a professional ever. Spent 3 years with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, but came over this year. He has 5 interceptions, which is 2 more than his best year ever. And what an addition he has been to a very young secondary. And he's the oldest guy in that group.
Second and 3. The Lions deep in their own zone. Volpe again. And a good defensive play by Mathis trips Volpe up. Let's see where they spot the ball.
First quarter statistics are brought to you by General Motors. Pretty close, Edmonton with the edge in net yards. The passing yards, Ron Lancaster said yesterday if they could hold Doug Flutie to 100 yards a quarter, they'd be pretty happy. 84 in the first 15 minutes.
There's a long way to go. And when they totaled up all the yardage last week with overtime, the Eskimos had allowed over 700, but still won the ball game by a touchdown. First and 10 for Flutie and the Lions. Flutie escapes and carries himself. Should have the first down as he surrenders out near the 25. Eddie Thomas was there to put the stop on Flutie.
He's doing such a nice job to make sure that he doesn't take a big hit, too, when he gets into the secondary. So a design running play for Doug Flutie and a very safe play deep in his own territory. Watch at the end, though. He's just does the hook slide here to make sure he doesn't take the hit. Smart play. He is so comfortable out there on the field this year. Obviously, just like night and day from the season last year.
Flutie picked up 11 to give the Lions a first down at the BC 25. This is John Volpe once more. Gifted runner. Volpe gets out across the 30 to the 31. And one final that has a bearing on the playoff standings in the Western Division is just in.
Second and 4 BC.
The Stampeders losing to the Toronto Argos 34-27.
Wow.
I'm a little surprised to see that. I thought that the Stamps had a pretty comfortable lead when we began our afternoon here.
Going to have full highlights at halftime of that game. Stampeders at one time were well up and had that game in hand, but the Argos come back for the victory and clinch first place in the East.
Alexander makes the catch for a BC first down on 2nd and 4. Bennett put the stop on Alexander. Interesting story there with the Argo win. If the Lions win here today, we'll be back in a three-way tie for top spot in the West with 2 weeks to go.
How about that? Good call on 2nd and 4. A little hitch pattern to Ray Alexander. Roy Bennett giving him plenty of room, respecting his deep threat ability. Well, the score has just been announced here at Commonwealth, and you can hear the reaction. The Eskimos now with a chance to have first place all by themselves.
John Volpe on first down. He's been running hard, stopped by Larry Ruck, number 47. John Volpe averaging 5.9 yards per carry coming into the game. And his average won't go down as a result of his initial carries here today.
No, the best rushing year ever for the BC Lions was by Jim Evanson back in 1969 when he went for 1287, and John Volpe has a tremendous chance to surpass that and become the all-time single-season rushing leader in BC Lion history. Nice accomplishment for a rookie.
8 yards for Volpe, 2nd and 2. Trevathan makes the catch. It'll be a BC first down. Just inside Edmonton territory. Trevathan forced out by Mark Mathis.
Well, you have to like the way Doug Flutie spreads it around his receiving corps. I mean, all 4 guys are so capable. I mean, and Doug Flutie realizes that it is best to keep each one of them involved in the game. And Mike Trevathan right there, that's his turn. And who knows whose turn it'll be next. But Flutie very conscious of the fact to keep all his receivers active.
From the Eskimo 53, 1st and 10 Lions. BC leading 11-7. Trevathan to this side. Well short of the first down. It'll be close to 5 yards the gain for Trevathan, who seems to be the busiest BC receiver so far in the ballgame.
Well, both teams have been moving the football, but doing it in different ways. Doug Flutie has had good first down production. Seems like every time he's in 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 4. On the other hand, Edmonton today has converted on a lot of 2nd and long, so both teams effective, but in different manners.
From the shotgun on 2nd down, Volpe has a first down.
John Volpe on the counter draw. Gain of about 6
inside the 45, he has 6 yards.
We'll make that very close to a first down.
Now, they've spotted the ball
for the Eskimos.
in a position that may require a measurement.
What a call on 2nd and 6, though. You know, Edmonton's thinking pass, and Doug Flutie crosses them up with a draw, counter draw.
It is officially a first down. Remembering that this drive for the Lions began back at the 1. Bob Obilovich should get a lot of credit for what he's done with his BC football team. Lots of new faces, offensively and defensively, and both units are coming together well. Far side, Flutie for Chris Skinner, and Skinner has another first down.
Doug Flutie and Chris Skinner, 18-yard gain on the play.
Play action pass. You got Chris Skinner coming out of the backfield. The linebackers just can't run with him. let it run. 23-yard pickup, but good strategy, play action. No way Willie Pless can get out and stay with a Chris Skinner, and Doug Flutie's play selection this afternoon in this first half has just been awesome.
The Lions now line up at the Eskimo 20. Volpe. What a great run by John Volpe. Forced out just inside the 5 by Sheldon. Actually, they'll spot the ball at the 3. Volpe has been a busy back so far.
But his offensive line is doing a tremendous job up front, too. Look at the block right there by Rocco Romano, the left tackle. He took Benny Goods out of the way, and that opened up a gaping hole for Volpe to run through. And I have not seen a better drive put together than this one this year.
17 yards for Volpe there. He's already got 60 on 8 carries. And the Lions have a first down at the Eskimo 3. Volpe once more. He's down to the 1.
John Volpe separating the 1-yard line. Willie Pless and Benny.
He's missed one game this season with an injury, and Volpe coming into the afternoon at 1,133 yards rushing.
He was an academic All-American at Stanford, too. I believe he has his master's in engineering. Unbelievable.
2nd and goal to go. Flutie himself, and he has the touchdown. That's 2 in the afternoon for Doug Flutie. And 14 rushing touchdowns on the season as the Lions add to their lead. It is now a 10-point advantage.
I do not have to check with our statisticians to know that that drive was 109 yards.
Absolutely. It began back at the 1 and ends with a 1-yard plunge.
Didn't get in by much, but of course all you have to do is break the plane to the goal line, which the officials deemed that he did. And that was a spectacular drive.
Lou Pasaglia makes it 18-7 for the BC Lions, leading the Edmonton Eskimos. The battle for top spots in the Western Division continues to be a great one. Our game of the week from sunny Commonwealth Stadium. A perfect day for CFL football. So how would you like to be out there trying to figure out a way to stop Doug Flutie?
Well, I think it's almost impossible, and in fact, that's what the Edmonton defensive coaches were talking about yesterday. I mean, nobody has been able to do it this season, so why should they think that they would be the team to do it? 13 plays, and I swear, not one of those plays was the same play twice. You know, like all 13 plays were different, and Doug's done a great job of keeping them off balance.
Yeah, John Volpe got the call several times on the drive, but he wasn't doing the same thing with it.
13 different plays on that drive.
222 yards total offense for the Lions so far. And we're midway through the second quarter. Gord?
And that drive was into the wind. Tracy Ham was standing on the sidelines muttering to himself, give us the ball, but the Lions just kept it away from him.
Gotta like number 23 for the Lions in his rookie season.
Yeah, and he's a guy that can play through injuries, too. He's had a lot of bumps and bruises this season, had a very painful toe at one point, but obviously a guy who can play with pain.
Henry Williams. The Lions held Williams in check last week on special teams coverage, doing a pretty good job. He had only 11 yards on 5 punt returns last week. And that kickoff return was 18.
Now, do you think there's a fellow back in Vancouver right now with big orange paws on sitting in front of his TV?
Oh, yeah.
Really enjoyed that article in Sports Illustrated on owner Murray Pezim this week. Thought it was a great article.
It was a great spread. It has got big attention, about 10 pages on Murray Pezim in this week's Sports Illustrated. 1st and 10 Edmonton. Ham on target. This is Henry Williams. He already has the first down, and he has some running room down the right sidelines. Finally forced out by the safety, Robin Belanger. And Gord Miller got out of the way just in time down there.
Tracy Ham, 33
35 yards for the Giz, 25 of that coming after the catch.
You know, Ron Lancaster was saying Henry the Gizmo Williams actually has the best hands of any receiver on the team, and a great block right there by Blake Marshall on Lonnie Finch. He just drilled him. And nice play by the Giz.
Early movement, Derek McCready.
Penalty on the play.
Got a quick start. 7:08 to play. Till halftime, 18-7, the Lions leading the Eskimos.
You know, the way this game is materializing, I think there's a great urgency for Edmonton to score right here. The way Doug Flutie has...
Offside, BC number 79, still first down.
The way Flutie has command of his offense, Edmonton can't afford to fall too far behind in this one. So I think imperative that they answer here and answer quickly.
The penalty gives Edmonton 1st and 5, and Blake Marshall a big hole. Can they stop him? Marshall with a head of steam. Oh! Stopped short by Belanger. It looked like Marshall might have been gone for his 20th touchdown of the season, but Belanger catches him from behind.
Blake Marshall in 1991, obviously his best year ever. Now over 600 yards rushing for a fullback. He doesn't get to carry the ball that often, but here he is off and running, and only a shoestring saving tackle by Belanger keeps him from scoring his 20th touchdown of the season.
1st and goal to go for the Eskimos. Inside the 5, they've been there before and come up empty. Marshall, touchdown. That's the CFL record. 20 touchdowns in a single season.
Well, instead of going straight at the BC defense, they cut back against the grain, and Blake Marshall is into the end zone. That is number 20.
And that ties the record of 20 touchdowns. Eskimos close to within 5. Within 4 points now, 18-14. Blake Marshall's 20th touchdown of the season. And he's been looking for that for a couple of weeks now. He is right there with Pat Abruzzi of Montreal in 56. Darrell K. Smith equaled the mark in 1990. And John Volpe is moving in on it too. In his rookie season, BC's John Volpe has 18 touchdowns. We've got a great one at Commonwealth this afternoon. 6:06 to play in the second quarter. And the Lions lead it by 4. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Oh, don't rush it. Don't rush it, please.
12 centimeters of snow here earlier in the week.
Boy, they're supposed to get a big dump overnight tonight, too.
What a great afternoon for football here today. The sun is shining on Commonwealth Stadium, and the BC Lions have an 18-14 lead on the Edmonton Eskimos. Tracy Ham with an impressive march to get Edmonton right back into the ball game. And there's a long way to go. 6:06 to play in the second quarter. Dean Dorsey's kickoff taken by Maurice Smith. Smith gets out across the 35. He's stopped near the 37-yard line.
Well, Blake Marshall, a big part of that 4-play, 78-yard drive. He was very upset with himself for being stopped on the 1 in the first quarter. He bounced outside when he shouldn't have, asked for the ball, got it, and tied the CFL record.
Marshall was at 19 and holding for 3 weeks.
Ball around 38-yard line.
1st and 10. The Lions begin this drive at the 38-yard line. Chris Skinner. Tough running inside for Chris Skinner.
4 yards. The Terminator and Benny Griggs keeping up for the tackle. second and 6.
Brothers Flutie have done a magnificent job since they've been together 5 weeks now. The gain was 4. This is 2nd and 6. Flutie to the near side. Intended that for Darren Flutie, who is covered by Shelton. And it'll be 3rd down.
The Edmonton secondary really doing a good job, working hard back there to try and squeeze down the zone lane so Flutie didn't have anybody to throw to. They were able to do that, and Flutie finally just ran out of time. But talk about Darren Flutie, and he is my prototype kind of receiver. Precision pass routes, I mean, runs super hooks and outs, and yet has a great deal of sneaky speed to get deep. He is fun to watch.
Almost like old number 71 with the Riders and the Tiger Cats.
Well,
sneaky speed.
Sneaky, yeah.
You fooled a lot of people. Pasaglia, high kick. Henry Williams lost it momentarily, draws a flag, and stumbles near the 30-yard line. We'll sort out the penalty when we return. 4:31 to play till halftime. A great one going at Commonwealth with the Eskimos trailing by 4.
They scored early and often in this game. Lions' first drive, Doug Flutie took an option, ran it back for a 1-yard touchdown, made 7-0 BC. Edmonton's second offensive play was a 66-yard Tracy Ham to Chris Armstrong touchdown that tied the game at 7. Lou Pasaglia cranked one in from 54 yards to give BC the lead 10-7. It was 11-7 after 1 quarter. Then in the second quarter, Flutie with his second touchdown of the game, capping a 109-yard drive, made it 18-7 in favor of the Lions. And Blake Marshall with his 20th touchdown of the season. This one coming from 3 yards out brings Edmonton within 4, trailing 18-14.
On the sidelines, Doug Flutie gets to watch Tracy Ham. After the penalty against the Lions, the Eskimos begin the drive at the 42. And can't get away from Stuart Hill, number 36.
Tracy Ham, the ball carrier. Stu Hill with the shoe.
Hill has played his best football of the season against the Eskimos, his former team.
Yeah, he seems to get a little extra adrenaline going, and probably loves to come back and play here at Commonwealth Stadium, where he starred for so many years. His 8th year in the league, 7, of course, spent with the Edmonton Eskimos. Talk about production. Only 108 sacks in those 8 seasons. Not bad.
The gain is 1. 2nd and 9. Ham rolling to his left and on target for Craig Ellis, his first catch of the day. And for Craig Ellis Leaf, that's 100 consecutive CFL games with at least 1 reception.
That is truly remarkable. There you see his numbers from this season. 59 catches, a lot lower than his normal totals, but I think that reflects in the fact that they have been able to spread the ball around this offense. Much better production from their wide receivers, and of course that's what Craig Ellis would like. He'd like everybody to be contributing. 100 straight games with catches. That's amazing.
14 yards the gain, first down. Good take by Ham. Now he's rolling to his right and gets more than halfway to the first down. Ham was bothered by an ankle injury last week against the Lions and actually came out of the game at one point. Warren Jones coming in to engineer the tie in the dying seconds, and then Ham coming in overtime for the victory. Right now, BC leading 18-14. 3-minute warning is up at Commonwealth.
There is turmoil in the camp of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. It began earlier this week when the Bombers released safety David Bavell. To protest the move, Ty Jones and James West walked out of camp, but not before Jones leveled some serious charges at Cal Murphy. Jones met with a couple of Bomber directors to talk about the most serious of his charges, that Cal Murphy, the general manager, is a racist.
Well, I look at it like this, you know, like I think Cal treats a lot of the players bad, all of the players, most of them. And to me, it looks like, you know, you look at the Albert Williams, the Dave Bovell, you look at the David Wards, all the different guys, the Troy Johnsons, the guys that have been released has been black guys. It's been, you know, these guys could have helped us.
Coming up at halftime, Cal Murphy will join us to talk about what has become the #1 story in the CFL.
Well, the Bombers didn't look like they were a team racked with dissension yesterday when they scored 68 points against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. What a great view we have of Edmonton today. All covered in snow 2 days ago. Most of it's gone now. And it's a beautiful afternoon inside Commonwealth Stadium. Tracy Ham picked up 8 yards in the previous play. This is 2nd and 2 for the Eskimos, and Blake Marshall should have enough for the first down.
Blake Marshall over the top for 2 yards and a first down for the Eskimos.
2 minutes and 40 seconds till halftime. 32 points on the board so far, and there definitely will be a few more before we wrap up at Commonwealth today.
You can count on that one.
Sandusky. He made the catch. He caught it twice. What a great catch by Jim Sandusky in front of Lonnie Finch. 7 versus 7, and the green 7 comes up the winner.
Yeah, the thing he does so well is come back to Tracy Ham and keep that separation. And, of course, with that catch now, he has gone over 1,000 yards for the 4th time in his career. He did it twice with the BC Lions, and now he has done it for the 2nd time as a member of the Edmonton Eskimos. He has had an outstanding career, Jim Sandusky.
A little short of the first down, not by much. It'll be 2nd and less than a yard to go for the Eskimos.
They are just announcing that here at the Commonwealth Stadium. You hear the cheer from the crowd. They love Jim Sandusky here, and he is like Darren Flutie as well. He's not the fastest guy in the league, but precision pass routes and always so dependable.
It'll be 2nd, less than a yard to go for the Eskimos. Just inside the BC 35. Ham takes the opportunity to go for the 6 points. Ellis was the intended receiver.
Boy, he sure didn't fool a BC defense. I think they were thinking right along with Tracy Ham. Less than a yard on 2nd down. Maybe some play action and try and hit the big one. Robin Belanger, the middle safety, he wasn't fooled, and really there was no chance at all to get that pass into Craig Ellis. But the good news is it's 3rd and inches, and they'll probably pick it up and keep this drive going.
An Eskimo gamble failed earlier at the BC 1-yard line. But this time the Eskimos convert and have a first down. Now, is this a passing league or is this a passing league? Look at these guys, all over 1,000, led by Alan Pitts. The rookie Matt Clark for the Lions. Ray Alexander for the Lions. Number 2 and 3 receivers on the field this afternoon.
There are 9 receivers, but I still think that's the benchmark for receivers as well as running backs. Get over that 1,000-yard mark, and I think you can consider that you've had an outstanding year.
1st and 10, Eskimos at the BC 33. Here comes Tracy Ham. He'll have the first down. 1:34 to go. 13 yards for T. Ham.
You know, the BC Lion defense is doing some things well, and of course that is causing problems in other areas. They're jamming the Edmonton receivers so much at the line of scrimmage that Tracy Ham has nobody to throw to. But the catch-22 is now he'll run with the football, and he's had great success in the first half. So like, what do? I mean, part of your defense is playing pretty well, but the other part can't contain Tracy Ham's running.
Another Eskimo first down, this time at the BC 20. The Lions leading 18-14. Reggie Taylor escaping a couple of tackles, and he's down to the 10. Tracy Ham has 56 yards rushing so far today on 7 carries.
George Jefferson and O.J. Brigance.
Good lead block by number 50, the left tackle, Blake Dermott, right there on O.J. Brigance, and that allows Taylor to break the tackle and keep his legs churning. Boy, the Edmonton Eskimos have put together a nice drive here, and no lack of offense in this first half by the two teams.
Just enough for the first down, signals referee Jake Ireland. Ron Lancaster is having a lot of fun, isn't he?
Well, he's got a fun team to coach. You know, he's got a lot of offensive weapons to use against other teams, and I think basically a good bunch of guys just to be around every day.
First and 10 at the 10. And is intercepted right on the goal line. This is Bruce Holmes. And the turnover is the second by the Eskimos as Holmes carries it out across the 20. And the first interception tossed by Tracy Ham this afternoon. 1 minute to go till halftime. It's 18-14. The Lions leading the Eskimos.
Well, we talked about Bruce Holmes' speed from that middle linebacking spot earlier in the game, making a tackle, and as well he adds that to their pass coverage. And that time he got back deep into the end zone. Tracy Ham simply didn't see him.
An easy interception for Bruce Holmes. And the Eskimo drive stalls at the BC 10. Now the Lions take over with a first down at the 22. Flutie has a minute till a half. John Volpe seemed to slip a little bit as he tried to make a cut, and there's very little gain.
Little or no gain on the play. Runs into the wall of Eskimos. Second and 10 from the 22.
53 seconds now. Second and 10 for the Lions. And we'll see what Doug Flutie has in his bag of tricks right here. Flutie looking deep, far side, and it's well over the head of the intended receiver, brother Darren Flutie. Coverage by Thomas.
Well, you know, every game has a few key plays that near the end you may reflect back on and say, wow, was that play ever a huge one in deciding the outcome? And this might fit into that category. The interception by Bruce Holmes. He's trying to hit Sandusky, but Tracy Ham just simply didn't see the middle linebacker there, and he makes a whale of a play to get the BC Lions out of trouble.
And that preserved the Lion lead. 30 seconds remaining, and the Lions on 3rd and 10, calling Lou Pasaglia. Pasaglia had to step out of the pocket to get the kick away. The Eskimos may have a chance to come up with some points before the half ends.
Eddie Thomas hit ever so quickly for the Eskimos.
Well, I don't know. You're going to get a great look at it here. I felt like Pasaglia could have got the ball away. He, however, thought that it was going to be blocked by Eddie Thomas, 17. He makes a little move and gets a lousy kickoff, and that, of course, affords the Eskimos an opportunity to take the lead at halftime here, trailing by 4.
With 24 seconds to go, a 15-yard kick gives the Eskimos.
Well, that's a judgment decision by the kicker, and you know, Louis felt if he could go around and he'd get a better shot at kicking it. He just didn't get good contact on the football.
First and 10 from the 37. Ham looked for Blake Marshall there, but he was getting pressured and had to release the ball in a hurry.
And as Blake Marshall went out on the screenplay, you could see Tracy Ham laughing in the huddle. Blake Marshall and Trevor Bowles, the tackle, crashed together, and that's why Marshall couldn't make the catch, but they had the screen set up perfectly. Oh, the little things that sometimes happen to mess up a play.
20 seconds till halftime. The Eskimos down by 4, 2nd and 10 at the BC 37. Flags are down as Ham loses the ball when tackled by O.J. Brigance. Ball rolling out of bounds. And on 3rd down, 13 seconds to go. We'll check out the infraction. It looked like it was against the Eskimos.
I can tell you downfield, Lonnie Finch took a shot at 77 Chris Armstrong, and they're going to call interference downfield on the BC Lion defense for sure.
But there's another penalty back at the line of scrimmage.
Could end up being offsetting.
Procedure, Edmonton number 8, major foul, unnecessary roughness, BC, first down.
So the Eskimos catch another break. 13 seconds to play till halftime. How many plays can Edmonton run off?
Oh, at least 2. Bob Abilovich is disagreeing with it, but I mean, I saw it all the way. Lonnie Finch took an elbow right to the head of Chris Armstrong downfield. The referee saw it and made the call, and it was a good call. Here, you're going to see it right here. Here's Chris Armstrong. Look at that downfield. I mean, he got mugged. You got to call that. That's a good call.
So the Eskimos are now at the 27. 11 seconds as Ham lets this one go, and it was tipped by Holmes. Two big defensive plays by Bruce Holmes.
Boy, as he had a first half. And, you know, at 6'3" and 225 pounds, he's got the height back there to get those arms up. And that one looked like maybe it was going to be a touchdown to the Gizmo, but the tip ball by Bruce Holmes. You see it right here. There's 51 at the bottom of your screen, and he stretches every little inch to get his hand on the ball. Who said there's no defense in the CFL? Actually, you know, the defenses have played pretty well in the first half, with some key plays here and there.
Dean Dorsey. First crack at a field goal this afternoon. 5 of 7 since becoming an Eskimo. This from 34 yards away, and this one is through.
Dean Dorsey.
A 1-point game at halftime. 4 seconds till the half.
What I think's made a difference to Edmonton is the fact that they now have 2 kickers. Dorsey does the place kicking, Glenn Harper does the punting, and before it was just Ray McAreedy doing everything by himself. And sometimes the little things, just like the day-to-day routine of practice, becomes a lot easier when there's 2 kickers. I mean, they can go off on their own, and they can help each other. They can be each other's support team, and I think it really is beneficial to have 2 kickers on the team as opposed to 1.
Lancaster was trying to get it done with 1 man at the start of the season.
I know.
And that freed up a roster position, but he's a lot happier now with Harper and Dorsey.
Yeah, well, you know, the kickers, they speak a different language, and now you got 2 guys. They can understand each other every day and comfort each other. You know, it's a lot better for them.
They can talk to each other, and then the coach doesn't have to get involved at all.
Well, that's good.
18-17, the Lions hold the advantage at halftime at Commonwealth. Lots more ahead on our CFL Game of the Week.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to our studios in Toronto. I'm Michael Landsberg. The Argonauts signed Raghib Ismail because he was the greatest kick returner in NCAA history. He was guaranteed to be a #1 draft choice in the NFL, yet he had never returned a kick, punt, or kickoff for a touchdown in the CFL. Argonauts were home to the Calgary Stampeders today in a key game for the Stamps if they hope to stay in first, while the Argonauts were hoping to lock up first place. And this was a wild one. Not much offense, but plenty of specialty teams. First quarter, 3-0 for Calgary, and Pee Wee Smith, not Pee Wee on this play. He goes 80 yards for the major. Nobody's going to touch him. 10-0 for the Stamps. Second quarter, more trouble for Toronto. Darrell K. Smith makes the catch, and then he takes a big hit from behind. Alondra Johnson picks it up and rambles 53 yards for the score, 17-3 for Calgary. I told you, not much offense, but plenty of scoring. Later on for the Argonauts, blocked, kick, and they get 1 good bounce, missed, they get another one. Dave Van Bellingham out of the University of Calgary scores, and it's 20-13, the Argonauts' first major of the half. Second half, what a thriller. Darrell K. Smith goes over the defender to make the catch, and watch the way he weaves around Pedersen. Right there. The straight arm in for the score. Terrific play, 88 yards. The Argonauts down 27-24. Late in the fourth quarter, Calgary punts, and it goes to the Rocket. The Rocket with a beautiful move right there. It opens up for him, and they say the fastest man in the history of football. Nobody's going to score him. Raghib Ismail with his first ever kick return for a touchdown in the CFL, and it's a classic one for the Argonauts. But the Stamps have a chance now. They trail it by 7. No time left on the clock, and Danny Barrett searching for the end zone. Doesn't find the end zone. 34-27 in a thriller in Toronto. The Argonauts over the Calgary Stampeders, and again, Ishmael's kick return. The key is first in the Canadian Football League. One other game this afternoon going on right now. In the second quarter, the Saskatchewan Roughriders, perhaps their pride was damaged last week with a loss to Hamilton over Ottawa by a score of 16-4. So the standings in the East up to the second look like this. The Argonauts, with 2 games to play, now have a 4-point lead on Winnipeg because they took 2 out of 3 from the Bombers. The Argonauts have clinched first place in the Canadian Football League East. Winnipeg will finish second, Ottawa third, and of course, Hamilton fourth. All kinds of stories going on. Please join us for Sports Desk right after the football game. We'll have a full wrap-up on the NFL then. See you then.
Hi, I'm Martin Short, and you remember Sparkle. We're here at Blacks to illustrate the only way to stop photo finishing chemicals from going down the drain.
Black's System Crystal, please. When you ask for Black's exclusive System Crystal, you'll receive Black's big, beautiful prints and protective purity water at no extra charge. If you'd like more details, ask for this brochure. All right, sing it, Spark. Remember, Black's is good. Remember how we rehearsed it?
Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton, where the Eskimos are taking on the Lions on the CFL Game of the Week on TSN. Well, the #1 story in the CFL this week, obviously the situation in Winnipeg, where Tyrone Jones and David Bevell accused General Manager Cal Murphy of being a racist. All of this prompted by the Bombers' release of David Bevell earlier in the week. Joining us now from his office in Winnipeg is Winnipeg General Manager Cal Murphy. Cal, you've had a few days to reflect on the situation. How do you view things now?
Well, you know, I guess the David Bovell thing maybe brought things to a head. I knew there was some unrest, but I also had met with Tyrone and James West separately. James had, you know, as I say, in the meetings, I guess we both agreed that we would not discuss anything that was talked about at those individual meetings.
Cal, is this the first indication you've had that some of the players felt there were racial problems on the team?
Well, I don't think there are any real racial problems, really, Gord. I really think that some of the things, I guess some of the things that happened, maybe some of the people in the original meetings before they talked to everybody, maybe that was felt that way, but I don't think there is. I think our players really do get along pretty well. I think there's some volatile people, but I also think they are very competitive people.
Cal, from an outsider's perspective, it would appear as if some of the veteran players have had trouble adjusting to Darryl Rogers. He's not the same type of personality as Mike Riley, the former head coach in Winnipeg. How much is that perhaps a factor in all of this?
No, I'm not. I wouldn't put the load on Darryl's shoulders or anything like that. I think that there are certain things that the players have talked about. There are some things that concerns that they brought forth to Ted Bartman and Dennis Sutton, two of our directors. Ted's the president. I didn't go to that meeting purposely because I felt that it would be better for them to sit in on it, and if they had something to say, let them go ahead and say it. Sometimes if somebody is there, it's not the most comfortable situation, and I think some of the concerns they brought forth, it's not something that I didn't, some of them I didn't know about, but some I guess I did know about, and some we can do something about, but some are something that's going to take some time.
Cal, any concern that this might affect your team down the stretch? I mean, where do you go from here with all this?
Well, I guess yesterday, if that was a problem, it didn't indicate in the ball game, because we probably played our most complete football game except for kickoff coverage, I think. Although, you know, I mean, when you look at the offense, the number of points we put on the board and the way we moved the football, and then the way we played defensively, we got after the quarterback, we intercepted the ball. You know, it was a game with a lot of intensity, and people had asked me earlier during the week, do you think that the players will play on Saturday? And I said, there is no question in my mind that they will play, and they will play very intensely, and I fully anticipated that we would get a superb effort out of some of the people that were involved. For instance, when James West was in my office earlier in the week, James said, it's a good thing we're not wearing pads today. And I said, James, I know you're going to play hard. And I said after the meeting with Tyrone, there was no question in my mind that he would play very intensely, and everybody played that way, and it's gratifying to see it.
Cal, I know it's been a long week. Thanks for talking to us.
You're welcome.
Well, look out, they're coming to get us. We better scram. BC leads Edmonton by 1, and we'll be back with more at halftime on the CFL Game of the Week on TSN.
Halftime at Commonwealth, a great football afternoon brewing here. A one-point ball game as we have it so far. And a pretty good afternoon for the runners going both ways today.
Really was. You know, you think of these two teams as throwing footballs all over the place, but running backs played an important part in the first half. And John Volpe, who's had an outstanding rookie season for the BC Lions, some good work right there, some good cuts, and he will take this 17 yards downfield and set up Doug Flutie's first touchdown of the first half.
And later, Blake Marshall gets away for a nifty 35-yard gain to set the Eskimos up. And here's the touchdown.
Well, people think of him as a pounding runner, you know, which he is, but he set that up with a 35-yard scamper on the previous play, so he can not only do it with the physical pounding stuff, but he gets fancy when he gets to the outside. It's been a great first half.
1 point separating the BC Lions and the Edmonton Eskimos. There's lots more ahead on our CFL Game of the Week, live from Commonwealth in Edmonton. A perfect afternoon for football at Commonwealth in Edmonton, and we've got almost a perfect game going here. 1 point separating these two at halftime. Here's the Eskimo kickoff. Maurice Smith, number 24, on the return for the Lions. Flag down as Smith crosses the 40 and is stopped at the 43.
Maurice Smith.
First half statistics are brought to you by General Motors, and the numbers as close as the game itself. Edmonton has the edge in net yards, and the Eskimos have already run for 132 yards in 30 minutes of football. And once again, Doug Flutie's passing numbers are down, and that's the good news for the Edmonton Eskimo defense. The bad news is the team still trails.
I think the only reason why the Edmonton Eskimos did not lead after the first half of play was the fact that they did commit those 2 turnovers, the only turnovers of the first half.
Yeah, 1 a loss on downs and 1 the interception by Holmes. And here are the numbers on the QBs, with Ham leading so far. But we've got a half of football ahead. And Doug Flutie begins with the BC Lions inside the 30-yard line. First down, Flutie for Chris Skinner. He tipped it, and it was caught, I do believe, by Matt Clark.
And that, of course, will count as a reception. A little play action. Good success with this in the first half with Chris Skinner out of the backfield. And although the linebacker doesn't get anywhere near it, Chris Skinner can make the catch. He tips it. Matt Clark makes the reception.
7 yards the gain. This is 2nd and 3. Lions at the 35. John Volpe. He'll be stopped short of the first down.
John Volpe, the ball carrier, close to a first down, tackled by
Willie Pless, number 39, was there waiting for John Volpe. 3rd and a yard to go.
Sometimes in those short yardage situations, you know, you just can't block everybody, and you have to expect your running back to maybe break a tackle to pick up the first time, and John Volpe just couldn't quite do it there. They are short. They will not gamble. So on the first possession of the 3rd quarter, the BC Lions will have to give up the football.
And the Lions scored in their first possession of the ball game. And the Eskimos also scored on their first possession of the ball game. It was 7-7 early in the opening quarter. Now 18-17 with the Lions leading. As the 3rd quarter is just nicely underway. Lou Pasaglia gets a good bounce on his kick. And Henry Williams looks to the far side of the field, but a penalty marker is already down, and Williams ran a long way for nothing.
Gizmo with nothing on that return. Chased out of bounds by Bruce Holmes, and a penalty on the play.
2-yard return, but a penalty is coming up against the BC Lions. Ron Lancaster, 14 and 33.
Don't guess with him. Either they're turned it or not. If they're not, don't hit them.
As a head coach in the Canadian Football League.
Yeah, Ronnie's just saying what every coach throughout the league will echo. If you can't hit them legally, don't hit them. They have a legal block from behind, as Jake Ireland told you, and that sets them back 15 yards and puts them in a hole.
What about us again?
The Eskimos after the penalty. Begin at the 10-yard line. This is Reggie Taylor. Taylor escapes, has a first down. He's all the way out to the 30. Paul Wetmore makes the stop, nearly 20 yards for Reggie Taylor.
Well, the Eskimos are the #1 club in the CFL in rushing the football this year, and when you're backed up deep in your own territory, what a lovely place to be able to do it and get yourself some breathing room. Reggie Taylor right up the middle, the offensive line working hard. Randy Ambrosi and Rod Conn at the center. Good hole, and they get some breathing space.
And that gets the Eskimos out of a bit of a hole now at the 30-yard line with a first down. Blake Marshall finds room. And he has another Eskimo first down. Stopped by Petway as Marshall gets out across the 40. 14 for Blake Marshall. Reggie Taylor with 50 yards. John Volpe with 64. The runners have done a pretty good job for both teams so far today. First and 10, 44-yard line. This is Taylor. And he stopped
Reggie Taylor, the ball
just about at the line of scrimmage. Keith Poe was there, number 91. Gain of less than a yard. Second and long facing the Eskimos. Fakes once, elects to take off himself. He's stopped after about a 4-yard gain, and the Eskimos face a kicking situation.
That's what the BC Lion defense couldn't do in the first half. They were having some great coverage downfield, but Tracy Ham was running and picking up first downs. Now they got both segments working. They covered well downfield. Ham had nobody to throw to, but Derek McCready and the rest of the fellows up front do a better job, and they do not allow Tracy Ham to pick up that first down. Brigant's in there at the end, but defensively here in the third quarter, both teams starting off extremely strong.
Glenn Harper is in, averaging 41 yards a kick last week, slightly below that so far this afternoon. Again, Harper punting into the wind. Too deep for the Lions. This is Norman Jefferson. Another penalty marker is down.
We're back at field level with the winner of the Sunwest Scavenger Hunt.
Chris Johnstone apparently too close to the kick returner that time. And a 5-yard return will get the Lions a little bit more. Lions leading by a point.
He's a wild and crazy ladies' man, and this week Murray Pezim is in Sports Illustrated. The magazine features a full-length feature article on the flamboyant Lions owner, the Pez, now appearing at a newsstand near you.
It's me, there's no question. The public's well aware how I feel about girls. I love them. And no mystery. They know I love action and doing things. I'm different, I think.
That might be an understatement. Different. I love the headline in the article, though. You should have it so good. With pictures of Murray and his home away from BC in Arizona. His Lions are leading by a point. First down for Doug Flutie and company, beginning at the 35. Flutie looks to the far side. Alexander can't make the catch.
Doug Flutie and Ray Alexander in and out of his hands. Goes incomplete.
It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Lions.
Roy Bennett providing the coverage for the Eskimos. But he's 2nd and 10 BC, ball to 36.
Aaron Flutie, the matchup against Eddie Thomas today, the one we are following. He's only had 1 reception. That matchup really has not materialized. Certainly the passing yardage is not anywhere like last week when these two teams met.
Flutie for Alexander. It'll be a BC first down.
Flutie to Ray Alexander, makes the catch this time.
Roy Bennett, number 20, bringing Alexander down after the catch.
Helping out on the tackle.
Well, Alexander dropped a pass previously, but this time he hangs on, working against Roy Bennett, a great one-on-one corner, and Ray Alexander worked hard to get open. Roy Bennett choosing to play bump and run a lot of times against Ray Alexander, and for a wide receiver, that means you have to run just that much harder to get away from that kind of coverage.
Gain 15. Flutie for Chris Skinner, and he has 5 yards to midfield at the 55. Willie Pless is there, number 39, to make the tackle for the Eskimos.
Well, I did a segment on the CFL report last week about who was going to win the Outstanding Player Awards, and Willie Pless, of course, was my pick 2/3 of the way through the season to be the Defensive Player of the league. Still haven't changed my mind on that one.
No, he had 13 tackles last week against the Lions. 2nd and 5. Flutie goes to the far side, and I think that was tipped. Brett Williams got a mid on it, number 91.
You know, we talked about earlier, Brett Williams was out of the lineup for a couple of games. They felt like his legs were tired. He needed a rest to make it through the stretch run now with playoffs around the corner. And quite simply, he took off a lot of weight in the offseason, trimmed himself down because he was going to play the rush in from the wide side of the field, and that meant he had to be quicker and faster. And I think as a result, he became a little tired by losing that weight.
Lou Pasaglia on 3rd and 5. He angled this one away from Henry Williams. As a result, it is not a deep kick going out around the 27.
Willie with a 27-yard punt.
8:35 to go, 3rd quarter. A 1-point ball game. Pasaglia netting 27 yards on that punt.
Louis had a tough day. He had a sneak around the rush one time, and he shanked one, and that time now a 27-yarder, well below his average, of course.
Here's Tracy Ham, 5 of 13, 149 yards. And a first down for the Eskimos at the 28. Reggie Taylor caught from behind. Derek McCready, number 79. What a great view from our camera high in the rafters at Commonwealth. Beautiful sky in Edmonton today, and there we are, way up there. Is that Don Metz? Loss of 2. Ham in some difficulty, and he surrenders back at the 20. Pressure from Hill and McCready, and O.J. Brigance as well, number 57.
Oh, once again, the same situation that's been occurring lately for the BC Lion defense with such tight coverage downfield, and Tracy Ham nobody to throw to, and a good pass rush up front. That's a nice combination. Great coverage with a good pass rush. Can't do it any better than that.
So Glenn Harper is in, standing at his own 5. That's the first time that Tracy Ham has been caught for a sack this afternoon. Norman Jefferson, the lone man back for the Lions. Low snap. Harper can't get it away. It's blocked, and the Lions recover. Trevathan got through to block the kick. And the 3rd turnover of the afternoon goes against the Edmonton Eskimos.
Well, they only had Jefferson back, 11 men up on the line of scrimmage. There was no question they were coming after it, and a low snap also helped the cause for the BC Lions. And Mike Trevathan, number 77, heck, we think of him as a great receiver, but working hard on the special teams. Here he comes on the left side of your screen, and that was an easy block. And of course, the low snap really did contribute to Glenn Harper not being able to get that one away.
Number 33, Mike Maresco, coming up with the football to set the Lions up with a 1st and goal to go at the Edmonton 6. Lions leading by a point. Flutie is dangerous from here. No one open to his left. And Flutie ran right into Brett the Toaster Williams. Flutie knew he was nabbed. No receivers open, and he really just swallowed the ball, didn't he?
Well, that does not happen too many times to Doug Flutie. When he is running around back there, are they able to catch him? But just no one open, and the Toaster, Brett Williams, is right there with a big sack. So the turnover, and now a big, tough defensive play by the Edmonton Eskimos, but they still have to make another one.
This is 2nd and 13. Flutie some time this time. Alexander makes the catch, but he had to come back to do it. And it'll be third down near the 5. Eddie Thomas making the tackle on Ray Alexander.
Well, here's Ray Alexander against Eddie Thomas. Bump and run. Alexander working deep downfield. He wants to catch the long one, but now Flutie's in trouble, and that is great work to come back to the quarterback and help him out. The only bad thing is they need a touchdown. They cannot get a first down here, and they are going gambling. How about this call?
Third down, goal to go, just inside the 5. All right, Obi, make the right call. Flutie, end zone, touchdown. Penalty marker is down as Jay Christensen makes the catch.
There was a lot of contact in the Edmonton secondary, and flip a coin to how they're going to call this one. Christensen finally comes open. Oh, it's a touchdown.
Call goes against the Eskimos for face masking.
So the third down gamble by head coach Bob Abilovich pays huge dividends as Doug Flutie is able to connect with Jay Christensen over the middle. A little jump, and the ball is in the air. A missed assignment. There you see Dan Murphy, number 3, coming in late. He could not stay with Christensen, and that is a happy group. They take advantage of the block punt.
24-17 it stands right now for the BC Lions. And Lou Pusaglia is ready for the convert. Make that 25-17, no flags anywhere. And the Lions regain a more substantial lead. They're led by a point. Now they lead by 8. The Lions in front 25-17. Right now, Leaf, it stands as a brilliant call, the third down gamble, with 4 yards to go by Bob Obilovich for the touchdown.
Well, I think had it been any other offense or any other quarterback, he probably would have kicked the field goal, but his offense has been so productive when they get into scoring territory that he thought, heck, this is a safe gamble, and he was right.
They capitalized on the turnover, 6 yards in 3 plays. In a minute 47, but they had to gamble on 3rd and 4. Flutie to Jay Christensen, number 83, for the touchdown. For Jay Christensen, his 8th touchdown of the season. And the Lions try a short kickoff. Michael Souls, number 32, got a hold of the ball for the Eskimos, who will have decent field position with which to begin the next drive. Julio Caravata, number 2, does the kickoffs for the BC Lions under most circumstances.
It's not really like an onside kickoff, but if the ball hangs up there long enough, you know, the cover team has a chance to get it. It's still a pretty aggressive play. I like the way BC, the coaching staff, is doing their job today. I mean, they are sending a message to Edmonton that we're going to be aggressive.
On first down, Tracy Ham can't find a receiver. Now, Reggie Taylor comes open. Taylor, a good move on Jefferson to get very close to a first down. In fact, he likely has it. Jefferson had Taylor in his sights, but couldn't bring him up short of a first down.
Well, once again, Tracy Ham is faced with the situation of getting his team back into this football game. As he buys himself a little extra time, he spots Reggie Taylor. And Reggie, I tell you, Norman Jefferson makes a great play here. If he doesn't make the play, Taylor has a chance to go the distance.
First down, Edmonton. Ham quickly to the far side. This is Henry Williams. And the Gizmo has a first down as he crosses the BC 45. Something a bit new in the Eskimo scheme of things, using Henry Williams as a wide receiver a little bit more. He has been a wide receiver, but not used as much as he has been the last couple of weeks.
And really the reason behind that was because he does so much on the kickoff and punt returns, he would get tired, but now they're desperately trying to work his speed into that lineup more and more, and he's been effective for them.
Edmonton first down. Taylor gets the call. Taylor has a first down. He's been running well this afternoon, and he crosses the BC Lion 30. Maurice Smith, number 24, finally puts the stop on Reggie Taylor.
18-yard pickup.
Got one down, got one down.
Taylor was shaken up. He appears to be all right. There's another Eskimo down on the field near the 25.
Well, this is the beauty of the Edmonton Eskimo offense. I mean, they can certainly throw the football with great effectiveness, but they're also the #1 rushing club in the league. And for a quarterback, I mean, you just don't know how much pressure that takes off of Tracy Ham, because he can either give it to Blake Marshall or Reggie Taylor or himself and pick up some great yardage on the ground.
Blake Marshall is the injured Eskimo. He's being helped to the sidelines. .349 to play in the third quarter. The BC Lions leading the Eskimos 25-17. The Eskimos, thanks to Reggie Taylor, have a first down at the BC 28. Good fake by Ham. Now he puts it in the air high, intended for Craig Ellis. Maurice Smith was covering on Ellis.
Covering for the Lions.
Really, the pressure was so effective for the BC Lions right there. Number 93, Reggie Johnson, was coming in late on Tracy Ham, and Ham had to throw it a little high there. You see Johnson getting his arms on Tracy Ham, and of course, no way Craig Ellis could make that catch. More and more, we're seeing that pressure, in so many cases, is far more effective than sacking the quarterback.
Second and 10. Ham under pressure. Ellis makes the catch and steps out of bounds. Ellis in front of Ken Petway for a big Eskimo first down.
Well, as Craig Ellis made his break to the out, he pushed off Petway, and Petway fell down. And actually, Tracy Ham been able to get him the ball a little quicker. Ellis might have scored, but Petway was able to get up off the ground and recover in time to force Ellis out of bounds. Boy, he has done it all 3 times, led the CFL in receiving, 106 catches last year.
16 yards in the last reception. First and 10, Edmonton. Ham stands in. Souls makes the catch. Souls gets the touchdown. He bounced off Ken Petway and into the end zone. So the Eskimos answer another BC touchdown with one of their own.
Boy, as Michael Souls came out of the backfield, he's right in front of you. He's waving his arms. He says, "Tracy, give it to me. I'm open quick." And he does, and he'll break a tackle right there from Bruce Holmes. Another one by Paul Wetmore. Ken Petway cannot keep him from blasting his way into the end zone. And, well, John, you're right. They answered in a hurry, didn't they?
Great depth on the Eskimos. Marshall is out. Michael Souls comes in. The Eskimos don't lose a beat. Souls comes up with a touchdown. Dean Dorsey adds the extra points. And the Eskimos narrow in on the BC Lions once more.
And you make such a great point about the Edmonton depth. I mean, just do not miss anything by Michael Souls coming into the game, and watch his power as he blasts off Ken Petway, gets into the end zone.
You're going to have a great time in Winnipeg.
Souls has the touchdown, and the Eskimos are back within 1. It's 25-24. The Lions have the lead.
Blake Marshall is being taken from the sidelines in the cart with what is suspected to be a broken ankle. That would end his season. Obviously, Marshall is distressed. They want to take a closer look at it on X-ray, but the doctor's first indications are fractured ankle.
Oh, what a shame.
Tough break for the Eskimos. And for Marshall, who is in pursuit of a CFL record, he tied it this afternoon. He may come up short. This is Maurice Smith on the return for the BC Lions. Fell down, got up and tried to go again. I think that was darn silly. I would have stayed right there.
Maurice, stay down there when those big guys are coming at you. Boy, he did a lot of running to get 17 yards on that return.
Jed Roberts helping out as well.
An impressive drive by the Eskimos, covering 70 yards in 5 plays. Tracy Ham doing a masterful job and finishing it off with a 12-yard touchdown toss to Michael Souls, who broke 3 tackles to get into the end zone. Now, Flutie and the Lions answer quickly. First and 10, BC at the Lions 37. Flutie steps up and ducks under. but he is down. Brett Williams and Benny Goods collided. Watch Flutie. He ducks under these two guys. They'll get credit for a sack, I think, but watch.
But you know what? Doug Flutie took a pretty good shot here. I've watched him all season long, and I have a good idea when he is hurt and not hurt. And that time, they got him. They got to him right there.
The loss is 2. This is 2nd and 12. Flutie fired low, intended for Ray Alexander. He had time to get it away, too, Lee.
And, of course, that's not what he wanted. He would like to have answered that scoring drive of Edmonton by one of his own, but this is a 2-and-out situation, and the Edmonton offense will get the ball back in a hurry.
(25-24). The Lions have the lead. Lou Pasaglia will kick to Henry Williams. We haven't seen a big return by the Giz so far today.
Of course, the Giz has set a new punt return record this year in the Canadian Football League.
Pasaglia has been trying to kick it away from Williams. No opportunity to do that this time. And a big hole opens up the middle for Henry Williams. One man back, Pasaglia. Now Giz is gone. I had a feeling.
Isn't he? Oh, gosh. There's no question about it. The BC cover team spreads out. That leaves a gap up the middle, and really, he didn't even need a good block. All he needed was to get by Pasaglia and Lorenzo Graham at the end. He does it the 5th time that he has been able to take a punt return for a touchdown this season. Oh, there's no question, John. He is the best I have ever seen. And he's so fast to go along with that. I mean, he just exploded through that open seam.
88 yards. His 5th punt return touchdown of the season. And for the first time today, the Edmonton Eskimos have the lead. This guy is a dynamic personality. As he walked around the stadium, talking to the fans, celebrating, the big smile on his face. It was a real nice moment.
Right. He's like an entertainer working the room, you know, working the crowd, and boy, they sure love him here, and I love watching him play. And he can change the complexion of a game in a hurry, too. You know, all of a sudden, BC Lions, who have led the entire ball game, find themselves behind, and boy, you hate to give up a special team touchdown. There's something about that can deflate a team faster than anything else.
Maurice Smith down. The Eskimos have the lead. Smith falls down, and he's pinned quickly by Chris Johnstone. An 8-yard return after a 49-yard kickoff.
Well, Doug Flutie, I think imperative for him that at least he pick up a few first downs on this possession. Not another 2-and-out situation, or he could really see the flow of this game totally turn around in Edmonton's favor. He has to get something done, not necessarily points, but some kind of offensive production here.
It is 31-25. Flutie is behind for the first time today. And off target for brother Darren, number 82.
And that's because Roy Bennett, number 20, made just an outstanding play, reading Doug Flutie's face, seeing when he's going to release it, and then breaking on the football. Roy Bennett, well, he has had a good, that entire secondary of the Edmonton Eskimos, really, I mean, they've given up 25 points, but it hasn't been because they've made poor plays back in the secondary.
2nd and 10. The Lions at the 33. Flutie looking deep. Matt Clark can't make the catch. The Eskimo secondary has done a pretty decent job on BC receivers today.
Flutie did a great job to look off the middle safety, Dan Murphy. There was no help for Mark Mathis, but he was right there at Matt Clark as the football arrived, and he makes a good defensive play. So you got Bennett on the first down, you got Mathis on the second down. The Edmonton defense, who gave up a lot of yardage last week, are much tougher a week later.
Pasaglia versus the Giz one more time.
Yeah, and he's going for out of bounds here.
The Giz keeps it inbound. Still standing, but caught from behind by Bruce Holmes. He was slowed initially by linebacker Doug Hocking. And that is the final play of the third quarter, with the Eskimos coming from behind to take the lead. Henry Williams, an 88-yard touchdown, is the difference right now. On the sidelines at Commonwealth, Henry Williams being attended to by the Eskimo medical staff after an 88-yard touchdown run untouched. He was shaken up slightly on a much shorter return just moments ago. We'll follow the story. Meantime, Blake Marshall is out of the game for the Eskimos, finished for the afternoon at least. Edmonton with the lead and a first down as Reggie Taylor carries across the 35.
Reggie Taylor with about a 4-yard gain. Stu Hill wrapping him up.
This was the scene moments ago. They backed the ambulance up to the Edmonton Eskimo dressing room. They're taking Blake Marshall to the hospital. The word from the doctors is fractured ankle. That would almost certainly be Blake Marshall's season. And very grim news for the Edmonton Eskimos. Shaken up on the Eskimo bench is Henry Williams. The initial indications are that he's all right, shaken up after being drilled by Holmes on the sideline.
Tracy Ham on second and a bunch. Tried to find Craig Ellis out at the 50. And now the Eskimos face third down.
Sidcar, knocked down by O.J. Brigance. 37, ball in the 35 and a bit.
Go back and look at Blake Marshall. There he makes a block on O.J. Brigance on the left side of your screen, and he goes into the pileup. And boy, it's so difficult to say. So difficult to say how he fractured his ankle there, but I feel so sorry for him.
Jefferson draws a flag on the punt return from Glenn Harper. Smart heads-up play by Jefferson, who took it on the run, headed for the sidelines. Not much of a return. It's only 1 yard, but they'll add a little bit more.
Third quarter statistics are brought to you by General Motors. Edmonton takes a wider lead and pounded out 186 yards on the ground. BC has still not turned over the ball. Good news for Bob Vilovich, but his team now trails by 6.
Flutie has not been as sharp the last 2 times. He has been at the control. He needs to get something happening here. And the Lions have great field position beginning at the 55. Flutie steps in and finds Chris Skinner very close to a Lions first down. It's a 6-point ball game with the Eskimos leading for the first time today at 31-25.
Good decision by Doug Flutie. In the third quarter, he had his receivers bunched up and doing a lot of crossing patterns, and it seemed like they were bumping into each other a lot. Now he's spread out that offense a little more. Edmonton has gone to his own defense, and I think you'll see Doug Flutie being a lot more effective if he just stays with that. Spread those receivers out right across that 65-yard width and get Edmonton to play zone in behind it.
2nd and 1, and Flutie converts easily. So the Lions, beginning this drive at midfield, are now across the Edmonton Eskimo 45. Lots of time remaining, fourth quarter, 12:47 to play.
Ball placed at the Eskimo 44.
First down at the Edmonton 44 for Doug Flutie and the BC Lions. Flutie has time to throw, looking deep. Almost. A brilliant catch by Ray Alexander. Had one hand on it and almost brought it home.
You know, we talk about Doug Flutie and how he likes to keep everybody involved in his offense, and that is certainly the case today. There you see how he has been able to spread it around. Ray Alexander, the leading receiver, and his brother with only one catch. And boy, last week John Volpe was so effective out of the backfield. Kind of surprising that he hasn't caught a pass today, but Flutie does like to spread it around.
2nd and 10 facing Flutie now. Clark, first down, yards to spare. Clark gets inside the 20. David Sheldon, number 19, caught up to Matt Clark. One of the big plays for the Lions comes early in the 4th.
And what they'd like to do is to run those crossing patterns. Here's Matt Clark, and he goes across the field, let it run. The Edmonton defense just can't stay with him. There's David Shelton. He can, number 19. When he realizes, hey, that's my man, but boy, I can't stay with him. And Doug Flutie spots it, and that is a huge play. They needed something good to happen to them, and they got it.
26 yards for Matt Clark. Sets the Lions up. 1st and 10 at the Eskimo 18. Here's John Volpe. Markers down. Volpe is going nowhere. I think they got big Jim Mills, number 66, for holding. The toaster is celebrating.
He was holding the toaster here. No question about it. As Volpe tried to get to the outside, Mills was slipping on his block. He couldn't sustain it, so he grabbed Brett Williams. The referee saw it, and that's going to cost BC 10.
Quick decline. Holding. BC number 66. Decline. 2nd down.
Well, he was the MVP offensive lineman a year ago, but hey, they all hold. Sometimes you get caught. He got caught right there. They choose to decline it, though, so big 2nd down play.
Volpe lost a yard, so this is 2nd and 11. Flutie getting pressure now. Who's open? Skinner makes the catch, but he's short of the 1st down. Roy Bennett, good defensive move on Skinner after he made the reception.
And the thing that the Edmonton secondary has done much better today than they did last week is when Doug Flutie is scrambling around, they have not allowed the BC receivers to break free deep. They still have kept the receivers in front of them, and although Flutie bought himself a lot of extra time, he still, after all of this, is forced to throw it underneath to Chris Skinner, and they don't pick up a 1st down. That's the adjustment the Edmonton secondary has made this week, and what a difference it's made in their performance.
Lou Pasaglia is in. He looks to narrow the Edmonton advantage. Good from 54. Missed from a closer distance after that. And this one is a chip shot for Lou Pasaglia at about the 19. 10:47 remaining 4th quarter. The Eskimo lead is cut to 3 points at 31-28. Lou Pasaglia narrows the gap. And there's a long way to go on this football afternoon in Edmonton.
Back at Commonwealth Stadium, here's the report on Blake Marshall. The injured bone is his fibula in his left leg. They're almost certain it's fractured. The only other possibility is a severe bruise. There's a great deal of swelling around the bone. The positive side for Marshall is that it is not a weight-bearing area. They feel that if it is broken, there's a possibility he could return to the playoffs. He's been taken to the hospital for x-rays, but the Eskimo doctors feel that it is likely broken.
All right, Gordon, tough news for Blake Marshall in particular as he pursued that Canadian Football League record for touchdowns in a season. If he doesn't come back, he stalls at 20. Pretty good year.
It is a great year, but awfully frustrating for him. There's no doubt in my mind that had he been able to stay healthy, he would have broken that record.
On the other hand, John Volpe has a shot at it now. He has 18 touchdowns with 2 games plus 10 minutes and 40 seconds to go.
Well, the BC Lions only 3 points behind Edmonton, and overtime. Once again, a possibility. Gosh, they've been involved in 5 of them already. If they play one more, they'll have played an extra game this year. Think about that.
Yeah, 10 minutes to crack.
Right.
Kickoff rolling out at the 30.
So now all the purists will say, well, heck, okay, they've played 50 extra minutes this year. Doug Flutie's setting these passing records. You know, he's had some extra opportunities to do that. They're all the overtime games that they have played. Don't like the record much.
No, the Lions have lost 3 of 5. But on the other hand, Flutie's record for the most passing yards in a season is in under the number of games that Warren Moon took to establish the mark.
Illegal kickoff.
Even with the 5 overtime games, it would work out to, what, 15 games plus 50 minutes.
That's right.
And Moon did it in 16.
That's correct. You got it covered here. You've done your homework today.
I was no math major. It took me a long time to figure that out. Armstrong on the return for the Eskimos. Number 77 has good speed. Lost the ball, but it trickled out of bounds. Sean Millington led the BC tacklers. Eskimos with pretty darn good field position out across the 45. A 23-yard return for Chris Armstrong. What a week he had last week in British Columbia. 7 receptions, 175 yards, 3 touchdowns. First and 10 Eskimos. From the 46, Ham swings it out. Reggie Taylor can't bring it in. Numbers on the quarterback so far this afternoon. It was close for a while. Both engineering major scoring drives. And it's close right now in total yards. Ham has a 2-yard advantage.
Other than the percentage, that's a pretty normal day for Tracy Ham yardage-wise. For Doug Flutie, well below his average this year. You know, he's around 378 yards a game, and he has a way to go to get to his normal production day.
But he has 10 minutes to do it.
Which is a lot of time for him.
Second and 10 for Ham and the Eskimos. Ham can't get away. Ran right into Stuart Hill. Mentioned earlier that Hill plays well against the Eskimos. He has been a factor on defense today.
Tracy Ham wanted to set up the screen play, and when your running back gets knocked down on the screen, you are in a lot of trouble. That's what happened. O.J. Brigance knocked down Michael Souls, and that gave Stuart Hill the extra time to come in and get a very important sack. Stuart Hill, a couple sacks for him today. But when you want to run a screen and your running back gets tied up, you're in a whole lot of trouble.
13-yard loss, and that puts Harper a little deeper back to get this kick away. Lions are waiting for a big return. Maybe they'll get it from Jefferson here. Not bad. Jefferson out across midfield. Good block by Mike Trevathan. Gets him an extra couple of yards. A 23-yard return. The Lions have great field position as they try to catch up to the Eskimos.
Okay.
An overview looking to the north in Edmonton as we sweep you back down to the view of Commonwealth Stadium. An important 9 minutes, 36 seconds ahead for the Eskimos and the BC Lions with lots on the line in the final 2 weeks of the CFL Western Division standings. The Eskimos temporarily in first place all by themselves with the Calgary Stampeder loss to the Argonauts earlier this afternoon. The BC Lions, if they come back and win this thing this afternoon, could create a 3-way tie, or would create a 3-way tie for top spot with 2 weeks to go.
And that's where they were a couple of weeks ago. All 3 teams were tied.
First and 10. The Lions begin this drive right at midfield. Doug Flutie slips, and he's down. The Toaster is there again. Give the Toaster a little rest. And he plays pretty darn good football. Missed last week. He's back with a vengeance this time.
Yeah, he's got a lot of energy stored up from having a 2-week hiatus, and now he is back, and he gets his second sack of the afternoon.
An 8-yard loss for Flutie. 9 minutes to go. Flutie, second and 18. Look for brother Darren Flutie, number 82 on the sidelines, and Flutie has been off the mark just a little bit today.
And I really think it's the result of the much improved play of the Edmonton pass defense this afternoon. They haven't done a lot of tricky things. They have played a very disciplined zone coverage, and have just not allowed any of the BC receivers to get in behind them. They did early in the first quarter, but since that point, they have really tightened it down.
Lou Pasaglia faces Henry Williams. You know, it's almost like a pitcher facing a batter in a World Series game.
Right.
As Pasaglia gets back to kick it, trying to keep it away from the Giz. He can't this time. And the Giz explodes once more. An 88-yard touchdown earlier. And a great return here as he ran right over Lou Pasaglia. The Giz wins that showdown. 39 yards.
Well, Louis had no choice but to make the tackle. Giz ran right over him. But look at the explosion right there. I mean, he needs such a little seam to get through, and then the legs are churning. And Louis makes the hit at the end. But
watch out, Louis!
Yeah. Henry delivered a blow there.
On 1st and 10, Ham comes to the near side. Can't get it away. Dragged down by O.J. Brigance.
Oh, what a difference pressure makes. Jim Sandusky came open deep, and I mean, was all alone, but O.J. Brigance, with his quickness, got out and got the sack on Tracy Ham. But, oh, the little things that bail out a defense sometimes. O.J. Brigance, who's having a tremendous rookie season, he helped out his secondary because they had turned Sandusky loose.
Second sack of the season for Brigance. Third of the afternoon for the Lions. 2nd and 12 for the Eskimos. Intercepted. Picked off by Lonnie Finch. The Eskimos have had some turnover problems so far today. Not all have been costly, but this one stalls an Eskimo drive.
Here's Lonnie Finch down here. Now he's just going to sit tight in his zone coverage, and when the receiver gets into this spot and Ham throws it in here, Lonnie Finch is just going to react. Well, the football's in the air, and he makes a great play to get the interception. See, Maurice Smith has the deep third, but Lonnie Finch comes back off his man, and a big break for the BC Lions. Well, you know, really a ball that Tracy Ham shouldn't have thrown.
The drive ends right there. The Lions will be 1st and 10 from the 25. And under the towel, that's the Giz, folks.
Earlier this season, he set the CFL record for punt return yardage in a season. Today, he broke his own CFL record for punt return touchdowns in a year. The Gizmo now with 5 on the season.
Now the BC Lions set up with a first down, beginning the drive at the 25. Flutie can't find anyone open. He carries himself, and he's out to the 30.
Doug Flutie with a 7-yard gain. Tackled by the Terminator.
Well, the difference might well be that guy. I don't think there's any argument at this stage of things. An 88-yard punt return TD gave the Eskimos the advantage for the first time this afternoon. It is 31-28. 6:51 to go. 2nd and 5 for the Lions. Back at the BC 30. Flutie carries for the first down. He's across the 35. It must be great coverage upfield by the Eskimo secondary, because Flutie has been forced to carry himself 2 plays in a row. No receivers coming open. Still, it is a BC first down. Flutie under the coverage. John Volpe couldn't make the catch.
John Volpe, incomplete. 2nd and 10, Lions ball on 35.
Well, the Edmonton Eskimos are forcing Doug Flutie now to throw underneath that coverage. The linebackers, Danny Bass, Pless, Leroy Blue, they're all getting deep drops, and the only place that Flutie can go is out to the flat. Throws a good pass, and John Volpe has not done that too often this year. Dropped the football.
44 receptions, 418 yards coming in. He hasn't caught a ball this afternoon, but he's carried and ran well in the first half. Flutie steps up, First down. Matt Clark. Key reception for the Lions to get Flutie out of a big hole.
Ray Alexander over the middle. First down catch.
Hang on, it's Ray Alexander, number 88, making the catch. Sorry, Lee.
Oh, and what a huge play this was. Good protection for Flutie to step up. He's got great vision downfield to find Ray Alexander through the middle. Flutie got it between the linebackers, and although Alexander's numbers are not huge for today, that was a key catch right there.
First and 10, Lions at the 53. No mistake by Volpe this time. Forced out by Roy Bennett.
Pushing him out of bounds.
Here's what Edmonton's doing. Here's Bennett down here. He's going to stay short flat. They're going to cover here. The linebackers are going to go here. So let it run. What happens is Flutie has nowhere to go but to throw it out in the flat. And of course, that's what Edmonton wants. You know, Doug Flutie would much rather force it downfield a little farther, but at this point, he has to take the old adage, take what the defense gives him, and it's not for a lot of yardage.
Second and 5. Flutie into tight coverage, and it'll be a BC first down as Mike Trevathan makes the catch.
Boy, are the BC Lions ever getting some production on second and long situations. A couple of plays ago, it was Ray Alexander. 1-on-1, here's Alexander up here. Eddie Thomas back, 1-on-1. Alexander just to the middle on the out and up there. Flutie with all kinds of time to throw, but good hard work against man-to-man coverage. There's nothing more than that. You have to run hard. Alexander did that. He has made a couple of key catches on this drive, and the Lions are on the move.
A 24-yard gain sets BC up, first and 10 at the Eskimo 11. Flutie to his left this time. Clark makes the catch, touchdown. Number 85, Matt Clark. Touchdown, number 10.
Oh, I love the play action. Just freezes the linebackers enough, allows Flutie to get to the outside with a perfect vision downfield to find Matt Clark, his tremendous rookie receiver. I mean, there are not enough superlatives to talk about him. I mean, he has just done everything so well, and now he catches a touchdown to cap off this drive. Wow.
An 11-yard touchdown. The Lions have the lead once more. 34-31. Make it 35-31. Total now. Making his 10th touchdown reception of the season, and Flutie really makes the play here with a little ability to get to his left.
Well, let's go back and see how Matt Clark got open. Here he is right here. Here's Mark Mathis. As Clark comes up the field, he's going to take a little move in there and then back up and out to the out. It completely turns Mathis around, and he can never catch up. But what a tremendous move by Matt Clark. Look how wide open he is at the end of that one. That is just simply hard work against man-to-man coverage.
Get a crack at it now. This is Chris Armstrong slipping and getting up. He crosses the 40 and is nailed at the 41. Remy Trudell leading the BC on defense. Well, there's lots of changes back there now. Ready to try and stop Tracy Ham. Eskimos first and 10. Trailing by 4. Ham. No catch. Henry Williams was the intended receiver. He's trying to say he caught it, but it was waved out. Making it second and 10.
He didn't argue too hard.
No. You got to put up a little bit of a fight, though, don't you? The next call may go your way.
Well,
from the 42, second and 10 Eskimos. Trailing by 4. Ham heads off himself. He has the first down.
With that this afternoon.
Now at the 53, the Eskimos with another first down. And that's Michael Souls, number 32, the ball carrier.
A lot of time off the clock and just march my team methodically down the field. We can win the game with a touchdown and kill all the time on the clock.
Henry Williams. And a face mask call will go against Lonnie Finch. Williams made the catch. Gizmo was threatening to slip away, and Finch grabbed a hold of the face mask.
Major foul.
Engineering a last-ditch effort.
Look where the Eskimos are now. First and 10 at the 30. Michael Souls gets to the 25.
I think there's a chance there's going to be an Edmonton receiver get in behind that BC secondary today.
1:58 to play. A 4-point ball game. The Eskimos, 2nd and 5, BC 25. Ham gets some pressure, looks deep to the end zone, and too far for Henry Williams.
In the world, could you let the Giz come so free?
He was behind the cover.
Oh, they were lucky.
Giz caught the game winner in overtime last week. And that was after Chris Armstrong tied the game for the Eskimos in the final 12 seconds on a toss from Warren Jones. The Eskimos will try and narrow the gap to 1 point on a field goal by Dean Dorsey.
Fake.
It's a fake. Leroy Blue. Gotta love it. Glenn Harper, quarterback in high school. Lancaster talked about that yesterday, asking Harper if he could throw a pass. He does.
Wow, what a play by Glenn Harper here. The fake, and what in the world were they thinking about? I mean, let them kick the 3. That doesn't matter. Protect against the pass. They didn't. Leroy Blue with the huge play.
1:40 to go. The Eskimos are set up at the 9-yard line. It is 1st and goal to go from there. Edmonton trailing by 4. Ham slightly up.
Across the field, Harper takes it, spins out, throws a beautiful strike, and boy, Leroy Blue, what a job he does. There he comes across the field. Harper with nice touch on that, and boy, you talk about turning point.
That might be it, but the Eskimos still have to score to take the lead. It is 2nd and 9. Edmonton at the BC 9. Ham buying some time. He can't get away. He lost a couple. Now the ball comes loose, picked up by Souls. Where will they down the football?
Well, I can't believe it wasn't down. They're going to allow that play to stand, and he gets down to the 1-yard line.
So the Eskimos with a chance for a 1-yard plunge on 3rd and 1. Obi can't believe it.
Well, you're going to see it here. Here's Tracy Ham, and see as he goes down.
Yeah, I would have thought that would have been whistled dead.
Well, the ball comes loose, and Michael Souls picks it up.
Would you like the call?
I'll be honest with you, I didn't like the call.
Lancaster hoping to get a timeout here. He'll get it. And 1:28 to go. Ham. Can he make it? Touchdown! Eskimos by 3. 1:23 to go for Doug Flutie and the BC Lions. Could use a big return here. Maurice Smith on the return.
Let's go back and look at that touchdown by Ham. Here's Paul Wetmore.
1:17 to go. If the Eskimos win, they can finish no worse than 2nd and will have a home field playoff game. Here's Doug Flutie. John Volpe has a first down. 1:11 to go. Lions have a timeout remaining.
See how calm they are out in the field, though? I mean, they are fun to watch. The receivers, they're just getting into position. Nobody's panicking. 1:10 to go. Lots of time to work it down about another 30 yards for a field goal attempt.
Flutie stands in. Matt Clark makes the catch. He's to the 45.
We get that first down, then we start thinking about touchdown.
Down to 1 minute to go. Flutie stands in. And that'll be another first down.
Have a legitimate shot at the tying field goal. Now he's starting to think, okay, let's try and win it outright. 55 seconds to go. Plenty of time.
The Lions with a first down at the Edmonton 35. Flutie. Oh! Matt Clark should have made the catch.
Big plays this year. As he went to his knees, he just didn't anticipate the height of that pass and bounced off his shoulder pad.
2nd and 10. This could be the last crack for the Lions at getting a first down. Flutie himself, quarterback draw. Can he get it? He's got a first down.
You really are thinking, hey, let's take a shot at winning this thing outright. Forget about overtime.
39 seconds left as Flutie goes to Trevathan, almost picked off. Eddie Thomas had a chance for the interception. I don't know if Trevathan lost it in the sunlight. He went into the end zone there.
This year, and as Mike Trevathan was going to catch the winning touchdown, here comes Eddie Thomas. You think Flutie's upset?
He started to celebrate. Did you see the jump?
Yeah, well, that was unbelievable defensive play.
34 seconds left now. 2nd and 10 at the 25. Flutie buys some time. He'll come up short of the first down. And 25 seconds are left. Gotta go for the field goal, Doug.
What a masterful job he did, though. I mean, you know he wanted to try and win it outright, but he did the smart thing, too. Reggie
Taylor. Taylor breaks away, brought down by Petway.
Yards away from Dean Dorsey having a shot at this one.
Ham under the cover. Reggie Taylor. Now 7 seconds.
Okay, so they got to send him in right here, I believe.
7 seconds to go. Dorsey onto the field and off again.
Boy, they seem to panic.
Ham. One more crack at it. Throwing it out of bounds.
Pass goes out of bounds.
To stop the clock with 3 seconds to go. Now, I don't know what that was about, really, except...
Well, it maybe just gave them one more chance to organize everybody a little bit better. They looked a little like they were running around. There's the wind, and pretty much, for the most part, it is at the back of Dean Dorsey. This will be 55 yards.
His longest as an Eskimo, 44 yards.
Well, I think he's got the range to do it.
Well, and he's certainly got the experience to be cool under pressure. Dean Dorsey for the win.
Now, BC hasn't taken their time out, so it's freeze the shooter time, as they say. Yeah, quite simply what Obi is telling Petway, you guys are going to have 2 guys back there. We're not worrying about blocking this thing, but if he misses it, make sure if it's in the end zone, you get it out. I mean, I think that goes without saying, but you have to cover all the bases and remind everybody what their responsibilities are.
Dorsey from 55 yards, and he is well short. We're heading 5-minute halves to settle this thing. Lorenzo Graham on the return for the Lions.
Statistics brought to you by General Motors. The Eskimos have cracked 460 yards in net yards. BC's over 400. Edmonton has rushed the ball for 233 yards, but turned the ball over 4 times.
Flutie with a first down at the 35. First overtime half. And he has... Flutie has the first down. John Volpe slips on 1st and 10. The loss is 3. 2nd and 13. Deep drop for Flutie. Throwing on the run. And Darren Flutie coming back. Can't make the catch. Saglia to Henry Williams. Williams has an 88-yard return for a touchdown. But he won't get away this time. Right
at BC Lion pass coverage.
This is second, about 1.5 yards for the Eskimos. 38-38. Tracy Ham on first down. Standing in, getting away. He has room to the far side and will come up with an Eskimo first down. The ball comes loose. Did the Lions recover? It is a first down for the BC Lions on the turnover.
Ham was going down, and his buddy Stu Hill got the recovery. Lions get the first break.
Michael Souls being at
1,000 yards. He's at 6,010 right now, and we certainly take our hats off to what has been a tremendous season for Doug Flutie.
Well, we're running a little bit late with overtime at Commonwealth. Sports Desk will follow the game immediately if we can wrap this thing up in the next 25 minutes or so. 1st and 10 for the BC Lions. Flutie for brother Darren Flutie. Almost intercepted. Lions, 42 seconds remaining in the first overtime half. Flutie tries to get some points on the board before he runs out of time here. Going deep, Alexander off his fingertips.
Tell you that, boy, I think I could have made that one.
35 seconds remaining. First overtime half. Lou Pasaglia. Pretty good kick for Pasaglia as he tries to keep it away from the Giz. And it bounces in. Gizmo waits for it. At the 5, penalty markers are thrown.
Very glad that he will be back again this year.
23 seconds to go in the first overtime half. Michael Souls carries for the Eskimos and Nandos. At BC Place, 45-38 in overtime. And by 7 last week at BC Place. Maurice Smith out across the 40. And that's where Doug Flutie will be.
Second half of this overtime, so they had to kick off twice.
1st and 10 for Doug Flutie. Skinner makes the catch and turns to run. He should have the first down. He's right out near midfield. On first down, Flutie has Volpe coming out of the backfield. Good defense. Mark at a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. Early movement from the Eskimos, but no flags are down. Flutie, near side. Alexander makes the catch. He is forced back short of the first down. Flutie keeps himself, and he'll have the first down. Even in first downs, 26-26, even on the scoreboard. Skinner makes the catch. And he is closing in on a first down. Should have it. Inches to go. Flutie has another first down.
See, now we set up another win it with no seconds to go.
Yeah. 59 seconds remaining right now. Flutie fakes to one side. Has room to the near side. And Matt Clark makes the catch. That should be a first down.
On the winning end of overtime, and it certainly looks as though the BC Lions are in the driver's seat here.
44 seconds remaining. The Lions are within Lou Pasaglia field goal range. And even a single point can wrap up a win for the Lions here. John Volpe. And there is no running room for Volpe with 32 seconds on.
Keep it on the ground.
17 seconds remaining now. The Lions, 2nd down. Volpe crashes through. He's inside the 20. The 60s. Lou Pasaglia for the win. 24 yards out. Pasaglia.
He did that on purpose.
Kicked it wide, but it goes for a single point. That's all they need.
He did it on purpose. He had no intention of kicking it through the uprights. He just kicked it out of bounds, get the single point, and win the game.
1 point for the win. Lou Pasaglia has it for the BC Lions.
Little different twist there.
Yeah.
But
well, we've seen some different things here this afternoon. It is a 39-38 final. And the Lions square their overtime record even. Louis has never celebrated a single point quite like that before.
No, you know, that'll go as a missed field goal on his record for the season.
Yeah, and it'll kick the heck out of his percentage.
Yeah,
but he has the win.
Yes, he does. And we have a three-way tie in the Western Conference.
Absolutely incredible. 2 weeks to go. And looking ahead, the BC Lions have games at Saskatchewan next week and home to the Hamilton Tiger Cats in Week 18. The Edmonton Eskimos may have a slightly tougher schedule, which includes the Calgary Stampeders and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. A 1-point win, the Lions in overtime, 39-38.